At the Office, Cleveland's home for sports talk that never clocks out. From the latest headlines to heated debates, we're diving into everything sports. It's your hosts, Noah and Erik.
Welcome into At the Office, the show where we talk all things sports. I'm your host, Erik.
And I'm your co-host, Noah.
And we're here to talk Browns. We're live at Tapster, and we're going to talk Browns Patriots. I wasn't very high on the Browns the other day when we previewed this. I haven't necessarily changed that take, but I'm getting more and more excited to see what happens today.
I am too, and there's a lot of storylines going into this game, so I'm really curious to see what ends up happening with the Cleveland Browns in this game. I don't know if you saw some of the buffoonery that went down at ESPN Cleveland this past week, but Tony Rizzo brought in a warlock to uncurse the Browns.
And a witch.
And there was a lot of different stuff going on. It was really interesting, to say the least. But first, I want to shout out Tapster, the host of today's watch party event that we got going on here in Lakewood. They got so many different self-serving taps. It's really cool in here. It's a nice long bar. They've got a lot of new events and good events going on. Why don't you talk about what they got going on this week?
Yeah, they do. So Monday is movie night. I'm not sure which movie yet, but if we hear that, we'll let you know. Tuesday's trivia, and then Friday they're doing their Halloween party. So come out to Tapster, celebrate. Like Noah said, it's a great bar right here in Lakewood.
Yes, it is. This is like our second, third time, fourth time out here. First time doing a show, of course, but I'm really excited to get into it and talk sports in front of everyone we got here.
Yeah, so let's talk Browns.
Yeah.
I had predicted a 24-10 loss today. I don't know that I'm changing that. What do you think?
I am still withdrawing and not making a prediction for this game. So I just don't want to jinx it. The last time that I talked Browns and made a prediction and felt confident and did what I had to do, they lost by a lot. They lost by a lot. We're talking about the Baltimore Ravens game the last time we sat down at a bar and talked a little bit of Cleveland Browns. So for me, I'm not making a prediction, but I think there are plenty of keys to this game on how the Cleveland Browns can win and can go out there and take care of business.
But the Patriots are playing really good football. They have Drake May, young quarterback, that looks good so far. That's not to say that this Cleveland defense can't get to him and disrupt that timing, and they're going to do exactly that, right? They're going to try to take away that run game, force him to pass. The problem is that we've had some problem in the secondary. I'm not sure if we can match up with the Patriots because that's been a key issue for us.
Yeah, but Campbell had an amazing game last week.
Campbell.
Whatever, Campbell. You know what I mean. Campbell had an amazing week last week. He had the pick six. He had a big tackle against their running back, Devon Achane. I always mess up his name. Had a big tackle, did a lot of good things in this game, and now this is another week of practice, another week of him getting used to this defense. I think he could be in for a good big game and help this secondary that has been an up and down weak spot, especially at that slot corner position, take care of business today and put more pressure on one Drake May, who is still only a sophomore quarterback.
Who did we play last week, remind me?
The Miami Dolphins.
Who do we play this week?
The New England Patriots.
That's a big difference.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
And here, for me, pound for pound, even if we had the exact same talent as the Patriots, which we have a lot of talent on this team, we do not have the same coach. That's the differentiator, in my opinion. The Patriots have a much better coach in Mike Vrabel, somebody that a lot of guys, a lot of people around town wanted potentially as a Cleveland Browns coach to replace Stefanski when he was here.
So that's a good transition to another talking point that came up this week, and that's the fact that over the weekend, I forget which talking head in Cleveland it was. It was one of the bigger beat reporters, a Mary Kay, a Cam Justice, for example, that had a sit-down interview with Jimmy Haslam where Jimmy Haslam all but said Kevin Stefanski is still the guy. How do you feel about that?
My feeling is that's what you have to say. I don't know that that's actually reality. We'll see, obviously, as the season goes on. But you have to say that your employee it's your guy until he's not.
Yeah.
We've seen those press conferences where I love X head coach, and then the next week they're fired. So I don't think that actually means anything, and I wouldn't read too much into it because the more the fervor grows, if the Cleveland Browns continue to lose football games this year, then they could turn things around for Stefanski, don't get me wrong. But if they continue to lose football games and look the way that they've looked,
Yeah.
I think the writing's just on the wall at this point.
No, I agree. I think this game is, as I said on our show that we did on Friday, I think this game is really important to see where this season, what's going to happen. This could be a pivotal moment. Going into their bye week next week at 3-5, knowing that the first 6 games was a rough stretch, stealing one from Green Bay, taking one now from New England, beating, of course, the Dolphins last week. 3-5, and then you come out and you have this cupcake schedule. And I know people look at us as their cupcake opponent as well. I'm not saying that. But you have the Raiders. You have the Jets. The hardest game you have is Baltimore. And right now, Baltimore isn't looking good. And it's not just because Lamar Jackson isn't playing. Their defense has not been great this year.
Yeah, it's true. They've taken a step back. They look great, though, against the Bills. They ended up losing that game. It was probably the game of the year, at least for me.
Yeah.
So they're potent on offense still. And don't forget what the Ravens did to us, regardless of what their defense looks like. That was a slaughtering.
Oh, 100%. They also had Lamar Jackson for that game.
What's weird, though, and they'll have him back when we play them again, most likely. What's weird, though, is that you mentioned what our record could be. You know, we did steal one from the Packers, but we should have beat the Bengals as well. So it's hard to gauge this team and where they're actually at because one week they look inept on offense.
Yeah.
The next week they look like they sort of know what they're doing. I don't know. I don't know where to put them. I think they're probably a bottom to middle of the pack type of team. But, again, it's been uninspiring from coaching. So unless they're really making a push towards the end of the season, I don't know. I think you have to move on.
We will see because I truly think as much as you might want to scream from the rafters and say fire Kevin Stefanski, move on from Kevin Stefanski, get rid of Kevin Stefanski, they're going to give him the whole season. And the reason they'll give him the whole season.
I'm fine with.
Are you for sure now?
Yeah, listen, yes. I said fire him now because why not just see what happens when you have a Tommy Rees calling plays and maybe a Jim Schwartz taking over day-to-day head coaching duties.
Yeah.
Why not kind of thing, but it's okay if you keep him through the end of the season. But I think at this point, we know what we have with Kevin Stefanski, and we know what we don't have. He's billed as this offensive genius. I don't understand why. He had, if I'm not mistaken, 1 season at the helm of offensive coordinator for the Vikings. He was there a long time, don't get me wrong. He held a lot of different roles. But we hold him up as this offensive genius. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it as his time here in Cleveland. I haven't seen it before. So maybe we put too much on his shoulders, and he has a bit of an identity crisis. I want you to be a leader of men, and I want you to, call timeouts correctly and be an overall leader. There's a reason there's an OC. There's a reason there's a DC. His job shouldn't be calling plays day to day. He's gone back to that. I think he has his own identity crisis, and until he figures that out, he's not going to be a good head coach in this league.
Well, I would agree with you on a lot of the different things that you've brought up there. I think there's a lot of good points to be made there, especially with how abysmal the offense has looked thus far. But you look at this team, you look at how they played last week, you look how they're going to come into this game hopefully this week and play football. They're not playing for Stefanski. It's not like a lost locker room cause. They all believe in him. You have big names.
We thought it was before the Dolphins.
Right, but that's the eye test. You saw it wasn't.
Somehow they came back for that game because Myles Garrett was certainly taking plays off prior to the Dolphins. I mean, it looked like the locker room was lost. Some of the things that were said, but then they played an even more inept team, which is crazy. I didn't know that was possible. In the Dolphins, and it looked like things turned around. That's why this week is crucial. What team are we going to get? I really don't know.
I don't know either, but I have a feeling that this team is re-energized after a win on the home field with bad weather, taking care of business. We saw the Wildcat or the Wild Dog, whatever you want to call it, with Quinshon Judkins. By the way, my prediction for the game, because I will not give a score prediction, is the fact that we will see a pop pass by Quinshon Judkins in the red zone for a touchdown today.
I don't know what the odds of a Quinshon Judkins passing touchdown are, but if you believe in Noah, take him because it's going to win you some money.
That is probably on one of those mafia books books out there like we've been seeing in the national sports news. It's definitely not on FanDuel or ESPN Bet or any of those.
Fair enough. So speaking of, you said we got the win at home. We go to Gillette for this game in New England. Does that play a factor? Does that give an advantage to New England?
Well, if you look at the history, it definitely does. The last time the Cleveland Browns won a football game in New England was 1992, and I know you know the answer because we did this trivia the last time we were on the show.
And I got it right when we did it.
Yeah, Tim Lyons, longtime viewer who is in the chat right now, actually did a show with him on Friday. I forgot to tell you, but we did a little pick-em because he needed some backup over at Running Through the Jungle. Make sure you go check them out as well. Bill Belichick, head coach last time.
Yeah, last head coach to beat the Patriots in New England, not in general, because we did have a wacky win when Tom Brady was still at the helm, which is still crazy to me. But yeah, Bill Belichick. And the next coach to beat the Patriots in New England, Browns coach, is probably not Kevin Stefanski. It might be Bill Belichick again.
I love how positive you were after the win. You were down, and then I got you to come back on the positive side. And now we're here again, and you're poo-poo Browns. You're over it. You don't want to talk about it. You're over it. It's time for the draft. You sound like every negative Cleveland fan I've ever met in my entire life.
It's called being realistic. Like, where have you been? What team have you been watching that you're excited?
I'm not excited. I just have to have some faith. I'm a known Cleveland homer, brother. I gotta have my homer roots sometimes.
There's faith and then there's insanity.
They won a game. Convincingly.
Exactly. They won a game. Yep, that's a good argument. Did you see John Sharp in the comments? Fan of the show, used to be host of the show.
Right.
Fan of the show now, friend of the pod. He said that Browns have one quality win, Pats have one quality win over Buffalo. Any thoughts that these teams are close on talent and the difference is in record, difference in record is strength of schedule?
Yeah, I think that's actually a pretty valid point. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to pull that comment back up. I pulled it up earlier, and then we kept going. I think that's a pretty valid point. The first 6 games of this season were touted to be tough for the Cleveland Browns. We knew that was going to be the case no matter what. So now that we're past this, we are playing the easier part of our front-loaded, horrible, heavy, hard schedule. And yeah, if you look at who New England's beat, their big win was Buffalo.
Which was a big win.
It was a huge win.
Because they won it tactically. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched that game, but the scheme that was implemented in that game was perfect.
Yeah.
So give credit where it's due. They beat a good Buffalo team.
But we also beat a good Green Bay team. And we did it tactfully, and we did it with special teams, and we did it with different ways and beating them with coaching and blah. I think it's a totally good point. I think it makes 110% sense that maybe that's a little bit of it. You got to remember, we almost beat the Bengals. We were very close in multiple ones of these games where we could be a 4-3 team right now. There's a lot of different combinations and thought processes there.
We almost always, sometimes, almost, once in a while, win. Yeah, that's great.
Just like Tim Lyons said, typical Debbie Downer. That's who you are.
But that's great. We almost beat the Bengals. We didn't, though. Like, okay, I almost got $1 million job, but I didn't. Like, almost doesn't count. We're not playing.
Wait, you almost got $1 million
horseshoes.
job?
Yeah, it was so close, but I didn't get it.
Okay.
Because I don't talk about it because it didn't happen. We're the Cleveland Browns, exactly. Listen, I get what you're saying. I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I'm being a realist. I don't see anything in this team so far besides the defense.
You know what Debbie
that makes
Downers
me a believer.
use to shield themselves of being a Debbie Downer?
I'm a realist. And you know what you get if you bet on the Browns every single week?
Well, I don't do that. I'm not that
Heartache.
dumb.
And $0. So we'll see. I mean, listen, like I said, and like I've been saying, this is a good test to see where the Browns are at. If they pass this test, I'll get back on the believing train. If they fail it miserably, I mean, prior to that win against the Dolphins, you were on board, okay, I'm over Stefanski. Like, you moved continents compared to where you were.
No, and I'm not still super high on this team. I want to be very clear. I think I need to see more, but I think this is a game where if you see more, there is...
There's that if again.
If is a big part of it. That's what that's all sports. That's the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs almost lost to the Nets on Friday. Like, that's a big deal.
All right, so tell me what the Cavs. Tell me what the Browns need to do to win this game.
They need to force turnovers. Tim said it earlier. Turnovers is key. Getting pressure on Drake May is key. I know we want to see more out of the offense. It's a good weather day, all things considered for football. A little chilly over there in New England, like 45 degrees. But it's a good weather day. I want to see Dylan Gabriel push the ball a little bit more than he has, and I know we haven't gotten to that point with him.
You mean more than the 50 pass attempts 2 games ago?
No, push the ball down the field. I don't
past
want
10 yards. Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't mean I want to see more pass attempts. No, he should get 35-ish max, like max. I do think that's where you beat the New England Patriots, though, is their secondary isn't that good. They have a great run defense, which sucks because Quinshon Judkins, of course, is the best player on our offense. But pushing the ball down the field, taking some shots. I want to see some more spread concepts out of this team as well, getting guys out of the pocket, so we have to keep them honest. You know what I mean? And by out of the pocket, I really mean out of the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah, rolling out. And and everything you're saying, first of all, Tim, maybe I am a Debbie Downer, but you want the Browns to lose because we have a bet on over-under win. So maybe hush up in the comments. Listen, everything you just said, though, I want to see the ball further downfield. I want to see pass plays beyond 10 yards, et cetera, et cetera. Once again, comes back to coaching. We have so many plays behind the line of scrimmage, even pass plays, and then, it's 2nd and 10 and we run it up the middle again, and now it's 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 9, and we're faced with a near impossibility of getting a first down. I've said it, against the Patriots, they bailed us out a lot in penalty yardage. I think this will be a more disciplined team that we're playing. They're not going to necessarily bail us out this week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that matchup goes. The biggest thing is the offense versus defense matchup, talking about New England's versus the Browns. If Myles Garrett can put pressure on Drake May and get him to roll out of the pocket and do dumb things, it's going to look good for the Cleveland Browns, point blank period. He's a young quarterback. Getting pressure on young quarterbacks is a key to success in any game, not just the Patriots game, not just the Drake May game. So them doing that is the biggest key to me, and then everything else following in. Yeah,
you've got to make them one-dimensional because they can beat you in multiple ways. They have a good defense. They can be aggressive, but we need to force them. I'm talking about the Patriots. But now on the offensive side of the ball for the Patriots, we need to force them into 3rd and long situations. The same things that, obviously they need to do to us, we need to do to them. If I believe in anything in this team, though, I believe in 2 things. I believe in the defense, and I believe in one Mr. Schmidt. I think we found our kicker forever now.
I hope you're right, because I remember when everybody was calling for his head after that Bengals game, and he's slowly coming to his own. He's been a consistent kicker. He's done his things. He's done his stuff. He takes care of business, whether it be on kickoffs, PATs, field goals, you name it. He's been good for us, so I hope we can continue to rely on him with a team that is struggling mighty to score points. I mean, we're talking about the first time they've scored more than 17 was last week against one of, if not the worst team in football right now.
Yeah, that's fair. We are live at Tapster, by the way, in Lakewood. Our friends here, it's a great spot, first of all. You want to come drink, watch a game, it's fantastic.
Something that they don't always bring up, but they put it on their game day post. If the Browns score, free shots. Why are you not here? You should be here and come get some booze, have a good time, watch the Browns, especially on an away game, supporting local business as opposed to just going to your B-Dubs or your Quaker Steak. You know what I mean? It's much better.
How many shots do you think we're going to do today?
None.
Okay, and I'm the pessimist here. Right. Jay's saying 4.
Producer Jay
4 touchdowns. Wow. That's impressive.
Hey, that means they're going to break that 20-point mark that we talk about. Njoku is
playing. I'll buy you your next 4 shots if we score 4 touchdowns, because there's no way.
That's a good point to get into, though. Let's talk about the injury report, because we had some interesting news break on Saturday afternoon, evening. Shedeur Sanders is out of this game. Our backup quarterback is not playing because of a back injury. We don't know where that came from.
Well, he wasn't playing anyway, but not suiting up, right.
Well, just all bets are off. You never know. I had a dream that he went into the game today and threw a passing touchdown on his first play. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, but obviously I'm wrong now.
That's that's funny. If only we could make your dreams reality, because you've
Right.
had a few good ones like that. Yeah, interesting to note. We have Bailey Zappi, the former Patriot, is back up. Do you think we see him at all today?
I don't know. It always will come down to a Dylan Gabriel injury. Now that Shador's there, I really, not that I ever don't hope that Dylan Gabriel stays healthy, but I don't want to see Bailey Zappi. He played for us last year in that last game. He looked horrible.
But not against the Patriots. There's some kind of magic that happens when you go play your old team.
Hey, if we have a controversy, man, where Bailey Zappi is now in the conversation of should he be our quarterback, I swear to God, it'll be the most Browns thing I've ever seen in my entire freaking life.
You're not kidding. Who else is on the injury list that stands out to you?
Well, you have Aiden Huntington, our Swiss Army knife. He is out with a concussion, but the big one is we have the return of the Chief wearing the jersey. David Njoku is playing today. Shout out Mama over there, her
Right
favorite
before
player.
he gets traded.
He's not getting traded. And it actually came out today, this morning, that between him and Wyatt Teller, those were two big names on the trade block. It's viewed as unlikely that either of them are going to get moved now.
Some cheers for that one. Listen, I've said before I like Njoku. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to re-sign him next year. We'll see. We don't know where the cards are going to fall.
I'm not going to get into the salary cap discussion with you yet again because you were talking crazy numbers. I was talking little numbers. We don't know. We don't know what he's going to command in free agency. So we'll just wait and see. I do think Njoku's fit on this roster, though, long-term as a culture guy, a locker room guy, is huge because I think he's really come into that role as a Browns player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, he's a great tight end. He's one of the better ones in the league, I would say, and that's why I just think that he'll command more money. He's already like the 6th highest paid tight end, I think it is. So he's already making that money. He's not quite old enough to be aged out of that, in my opinion, so we'll see.
Well,
but focusing on today.
Real quick, just off of that point, you talk about Wyatt Teller in the same vein, right? Like, he took a lot of money the last time he took a contract extension, and he's definitely not going to be commanding that again this year. So
he also hasn't played like he should deserve that.
Well,
There's a difference there.
Neither has Njoku, to be totally fair.
Njoku actually catches the ball occasionally. Wyatt Teller you were an O-lineman, so
Yeah.
tell me if you did this. My favorite part of O-line is when their guy gets past them and they're looking around like, oh, where'd he go? What?
Well, no,
We've seen a lot of that.
It's keeping your eyes up and trying to find other work. If you got beat, you got beat. That's it. But it's trying to block something.
Well, that's
else for
happened
the
a
time
lot
being.
with this O-line this year.
That's fair. Speaking of the O-line, we have big storylines with that. Getting back to today's game, Jack Conklin is playing. We have, obviously, Robinson on the left tackle making his second full start for this team.
Which is not the blind side anymore, which is nice.
No, but I'd rather have Jack Conklin on the blind side anyway, because when he's healthy, he's the best O-lineman we have at this point.
True, but over-under on Jack Conklin getting injured today? Like which quarter?
He'll play the full game today. We'll see what happens during the bye week.
Yeah, it should be fun. Listen, I'm always in for the Browns game, especially we didn't have Buckeyes this week. I felt a little, I don't know. It was weird not watching the Buckeyes yesterday.
Yeah.
They're on to Penn State next week. So we need a win in our football life because we didn't get it at the college level.
Of course we do, and I think there's a good chance that happens because we match up decently well against this team. The only bad matchup I see with the New England Patriots is, of course, like I said, their run defense, our running game, which is our strength and their strength. So who's going to be stronger? Probably them because our O-line isn't that good.
Our secondary.
The secondary doesn't scare me that much, man.
They always give up that big play. I don't know the rankings. I don't have it in front of me, but the rankings in big play, it was pretty low, if I recall, or pretty high, I should say.
Yeah, we'll see. Greg Newsome isn't on this roster. Campbell.
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 He is silent.
Campbell. Okay, my bad. Campbell has been fantastic in 1.5 games.
Slots in well, yeah.
They picked on him a little bit in the Pittsburgh game, and I totally understand why they would do that because he was short week of practice, basically only could run man coverage.
Well, and you had he was going up against what's his name? I'm blanking right now for some reason.
Not Pickens. DK.
Yeah, you're going up against Metcalf, and if there's a deficiency of Campbell, it's that he's not a guy that's going to go up and jump and high point the ball. Like a jump ball, he's losing every single time. That's just not him. So when he's on a big-bodied receiver like DK, I'm going to throw those fade passes all day long.
Right. Tim makes a good comment in the chat that makes me want to bring up some points and talk a little sports betting with you, because we do talk about that on the page. I don't have our parlays pulled up graphic-wise, but he said Fannin is going to develop into tight end 1 if you don't re-sign Njoku, which I think in long term that is the plan. Today, both of them are playing. Today is National Tight Ends Day. Big day. Won a lot of money last year on
National Tight Ends Day?
Yeah.
They will make up anything. National whatever day.
It's National Tight Ends Day, baby.
Ridiculous.
Regardless, I actually like Fannin for a touchdown here more than I like Njoku. I just like that rookie-to-rookie connection happening at some point today. Fannin has been kind of a do-all, catch-all. He's good for like one drop, unfortunately, a game right now, but he's a rookie, so he's allowed. I actually like him getting a touchdown catch better than I do one David Njoku.
And that's I don't want to rehash this, but that's partly why I said we're going to eventually either trade or not re-sign Njoku, because Fannin is a very similar style player. They drafted him in that mindset, in my opinion, that he will be the tight end 1 eventually. I agree completely with Tim. And he's a very similar player, very similar style. So yeah. I like him a lot. I think this is one of the best drafts we've ever seen as Browns fans.
This is funny to me because Harold Fannin and David Njoku's draft profile, granted, obviously Njoku went higher, and that's because he went to Miami, not Bowling Green, but being kind of too small to be a tight end right away, you kind of think maybe he could shift to a receiver at some point just because of the body frame, right? And then picking up the blocking, picking up the ability to play, all the extra facets that go into tight end play. They're so similar as prospects, and rookie Njoku and rookie Fannin remind me so much of each other, except Fannin can catch the ball better, honestly.
Yeah, a lot of drops from Njoku early on.
Through his career, yeah. It's just funny to me how close of prospects they are. And the only real difference between being a late first-round pick and a mid-third-round pick, I believe, is the fact that Njoku went to Miami, Fannin went to Bowling Green. Shout out Bowling Green. My cousin Dylan goes there. Shout out Dylan.
Is Miami the most overrated college football program maybe in history?
We will see.
Just in general. I mean, they haven't done anything since the early 2000s.
Well, back in the day, back when I was not recollecting football and you were going to games, they were 100% worth the cut. They were 100% one of those teams.
Ohio State stopped that reign.
And it's been slow ever since. I mean, they've had some good moments. Cam Ward is a good moment. Carson Beck, before he threw a pick on a game-winning drive, was a good moment for them this year. I thought they were going to be one of the best teams in football.
He threw 4 picks.
I know, but I know he did. But I watched that game, and I think about they're driving, they're looking good, and then pick, and the game's over to an unranked team.
Yeah, never been a Carson Beck fan.
Neither have I.
Listen, getting back to professional sports, I need a score prediction from you today. You've got to give us a score prediction.
It's not happening, Eric. You're not going to pressure me because I've been on cohorts shows. I've been on our own show now. I am not giving a score prediction. I'm not putting that.
You are an analyst. This is your job.
No, it's not. No, it's not. My full-time job is actually a credit union marketing coordinator, if you must know. I'm not doing it. I refuse.
All right. 24-10 Pats. I'm not changing that.
So what else are you looking at in this game today? Obviously, we go into the bye week next week. I think a win drastically shuts down basically any type of trade rumor that's out there. A loss maybe heightens it a little bit more because you have time to trade and work in players into different roles. We also briefly touched on the Shador injury. Did you find that strange at all, considering it was post-practice, back injury listed yesterday?
No, because I don't think they're listing him as bless you. I don't think they're listing him as injured if he's not injured. It's probably a small nagging injury, I would imagine, but I don't think it's strange, no.
I wonder what he did, because this is the second time now I believe a back thing has come up with him, and I know he likes to work. He goes to, Baldwin Wallace after practice and throws around for a while, and he does his thing. I just think it doesn't help their own case when it's like this weird injury that happens after practice. And maybe it's his own fault, too. Maybe that's on Shador for overdoing it like he does, but at the same time, you can't blame a competitor for doing everything he can to try to get out there and compete right away.
Yeah, I would say, he probably hurt his back trying to carry this team on his shoulders, but we haven't seen it yet.
No, we haven't.
Which is unfortunate. I think he deserves a shot. And the way that we've handled him, at first I thought it was fine, but we have mishandled him a little bit, in my opinion. But no, I didn't find anything odd with the injury, and I don't want to speculate either to say he's overworking himself or anything like that. This is football. Things happen. You pick up injuries, even in practice.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with him. I was excited when they named him the backup quarterback because that means he is just a play away at this point, and I wish he was just a play away still.
I know the likelihood now is that Gabriel will come out at some point today. Like I just feel like we'll see that because Shador's not the backup now.
Right, of course, because that's the type of karma and juju that we got going on with this team. I want to say a reminder real quick. We are doing a jersey giveaway. We haven't plugged that yet on the show. All you have to do is subscribe, leave a comment to At The Office on YouTube, and you will be entered to win a Cavs jersey or a Browns jersey of your choice. Either or, pick the player. Me and Erik pay for it, shipped it to your door, and that's as simple as that. It's 2 clicks. We got a QR code. If you're here, all you got to do is scan it, and you're already there. You're already there, man.
Indeed. Make sure you enter that. Did you see the rumor that we were interested in trading for Garrett Wilson, by the way?
Yeah, I know.
What was your take on that?
I mean, I would love Garrett Wilson to be on this team 100%, but I don't think there's much validity to it. You're talking about a Jets team that's probably going to bring in a rookie and wants to support him next year. Garrett Wilson, as a player, even with his up and down quarterback play, has been a 1,000-yard wide receiver for the Jets every year of his career. Them trading him for, minuscule picks like a 3rd and a 5th or, some of the stuff that you typically see in those types of trades, I just don't see it happening. What do you think?
No, I agree with you. I can't see it happening either. I would love Garrett Wilson on this team. I would love one of the current Buckeye receivers that will be in the draft to be on this team. We are wide receiver U at Ohio State.
Yeah.
And, somebody's going to get these guys. We see what they do. Having targets to throw to, I mean, we put a lot of flack on the O-line, warranted, on the quarterback. But look at the only thing I can point to is Joe Flacco left us, went to a team that actually has receiving targets, also a bad O-line, all things considered.
Yeah.
And then lights it up, throws for, 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I think that's a testament more so to the fact that you need either or at this point. You need at least a good receiving core or at least a good O-line to see success out of any type of mediocre quarterback play. Because let's be honest, Joe Flacco is, of course, not the same quarterback he was when he was winning Super Bowls and whatnot. But to see that out of a player, you need to have either or, and we don't have either or right now, which sucks because wide receivers, O-line, it seems like are the only things Andrew Berry don't know how to draft, with the track record of Anthony Schwartz and Zach Zinter and all of these players. Hell, even what's his name, DeJuan Jones, who's hurt every 4 seconds, even though he shows promise every time he's on the field.
I'm over DeJuan Jones.
Oh, so am I.
The man that needed to sit out because it got too hot. Like, let's just move on from this kid.
No, he might be a good swing tackle in this league. Like, come in on a spot when you need one of your tackles are hurt or something like that. But other than that, nah.
Maybe on the 1 yard line when you just need a big guy up front.
Heavy packages, I could see that as well.
I want to go back real quick. You talked about ownership supporting Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Here's the exact quote from Haslam. He said, "Kevin's done a really good job with us, and we've had some tough breaks. A big trade we made didn't work out, and we're all suffering from that. Kevin, I thought, really did a great job of rallying the troops last week at a really critical time. You find out about leaders when things are bad, not when they're good, and he did a good job last week." I want to focus in on the trade aspect of that quote. Another shot at Deshaun Watson. It's a weird, I don't know where ownership is here because 1 second he doesn't like Deshaun Watson. It's the worst trade ever. The next second he's at the wedding.
Yep.
So what's going on here? How does Jimmy Haslam actually feel about Deshaun Watson? And will he make a single play for the Cleveland Browns again?
No. I've been on the train of he will never take
do you want, will he?
No,
Okay.
I've been on the train that he won't, period. I don't think It's good in terms of fan morale, which does matter in these types of instances because it's not like they view the fact that Deshaun Watson playing is going to get them to like a Super Bowl. It would just be like a spot start to help us in a tough situation. I think they'd rather just put Bailey Zappi out there right now because even though we'll be mad that the Browns look like crap with him, at least it's not Deshaun Watson, who we booed off the field running out to the game, and then some of the fan base booed and cheered when he got hurt.
I get what, classless, by the way. I get what you're saying, though, but he went 9-10. We haven't had a quarterback since go 9-10.
You're talking about his record with the Browns?
Yeah.
You're putting credence on a 9-10 record?
No, not at all. And I'm not saying I want to see him either. I'm just saying we've been lost at quarterback. We're like a ship adrift at sea, and the ocean's massive, and we're nowhere to be found still.
Tim Lyons asks real quick, too, and this is a part of the conversation. That's why I bring it in now. When is it that Watson gets cut? And I think it will be after this season because it's the first time that the dead cap money of cutting him or moving off of him isn't going to be so detrimental that you can't work around it.
Is that true, though? His cap hit this year is $36 million. Next year it skyrockets to $80 million.
Yes. It's because of the dead cap hit balance, and if he doesn't play for us this season, we also get that insurance relief on our salary cap. Even if he's on the active roster, if he does not take a snap for the Cleveland Browns this year, insurance money.
I've been on record as saying that we are not getting that insurance payout. How insurance companies work. I don't see that happening. They're going to fight that. I'll tell you that.
They probably will, but, you don't take out those kind of things unless it's for good reason. And we're talking about a guy that still hasn't even been activated off the PUP list yet. He is still physically unable to perform for this team in terms of his roster spot.
By the way, Deshaun Watson said, everyone is doubting me. Everyone don't believe in me. Watson...
no, I don't believe in you.
He said, everyone don't think I can get back to where I was, but I know and I believe the work that I put in, that I believe in myself. I know I'm going to be better than before.
Yeah, with 2 torn Achilles, a bad throwing shoulder, and age, and get off my football team.
I agree. I will say he is working hard.
Yeah.
Not that that means anything, but he's putting in the work. It would be so typical for Deshaun Watson to put in the work, to get back on the field with another team and to light it up.
Yeah.
And I hope that doesn't happen.
I wouldn't even care at this point because of how abysmal it was for us, how bad of a trade. Like, if it was because he was uninspired to play for the Browns, whatever that looks like, I wouldn't even care. Like, so be it. Go play great for the Steelers or something like that because that's a move they would make.
Fair enough. He is still on the PUP list, and they're going to reevaluate him following the bye week.
Yeah.
They would have 21 days to add him to the active roster once he's practicing, once he returns to practice.
Right.
We're 20 minutes out from Browns versus Patriots. Browns at Patriots at Gillette. Potentially the coach we wanted versus the coach we have matchup. What else? What else would you call this game? I'm interested to see, actually, we talked about the run defense for the Patriots, which is very stout. I'm excited to see what Quinshon Judkins can maybe do because he's the type of guy that he hits a hole that looks like it's disappearing and it's not there, and all of a sudden he has 4 to 6 yards. I mean, he's such a good back for us.
Yeah. The Judkins running game thing is going to be very, very interesting. And I hate using the word interesting on the broadcast because it feels like a cop-out to me sometimes. But that's truly what it is. We're talking about one of the best run defenses in the NFL and the best, in my opinion, above Amarion Hampton, above Ashton Genty, above any of these rookie running backs that you're talking about. I do genuinely think Quinshon Judkins has had the best year so far. Is he going to be able to still put together a good run game, a good day for himself, despite that matchup? I mean, he had a great game, all things considered, when you talk about what he did against the Dolphins, but his yards per carry was horrible. He had like 25 carries, was averaging 3.5 yards per carry. When you rush 25 times, you expect to be over 100 yards. He wasn't.
Just shy, yeah.
Yeah, he was like 95, 85, something like that. So it'll be interesting to see what they could do with that. I do think it, again, helps tremendously that this offensive line is going to be at full strength today. with not a guy like Cornball. Yes, I call him Cornball because he's horrible at football. Cornball Lucas and KT Livingston, who should have never taken a snap for the team this year. He is the definition of a developmental project that you might hope to become something, at least a swing tackle one day. You got the whole O-line out here. You got Cam Robinson doing his thing out here, hopefully this year. Or this game. It's his second game in the system. We'll see. I don't know.
Here's what I would like to see. I'd like to see more from both Quinshawn and Dylan Sampson, who I don't think we see enough.
Yeah.
I want to see them in the pass game a little more. I think last week, if I'm not mistaken,
Jerome took a lot of it.
well, he did, but we saw a pass from Quinshawn that he gained good yardage on.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see more of that, but I would like Jerome Ford. I don't think needs to hit the field. I would like to see a two-back set of Quinshawn and Dylan.
Give me a 20-35 first. Give me a 20-35 seventh for Jerome Ford for all I care. I want to see Dylan Sampson. I want to see Quinshawn Judkins. You could get Raheem Sanders in there a little bit, I guess. I'd rather see that than Jerome Ford at this point.
Yeah, I agree, and he is one that is listed as a potential trade candidate for the Browns.
Yeah.
Or from the Browns, I should say. I'm with you. Just get rid of him. If anything, you're keeping him for depth at this point, but I don't know. Let's move on.
Let's move on, indeed. Do you think Myles Garrett gets a sack today? Do we see the in it celebration, or what's going on?
I'll say yes. I think he does get a sack today. I think he has a big game, actually.
Yeah.
I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Drake May and try to get to him through pressure, I hope anyway.
Yeah.
And I think this is a real test on both sides of the ball. It's a test for our defense, but it's also a test for a young quarterback that has looked great, but whose schedule might not have been that good.
Yeah.
Not playing very good defenses. When you're beating teams like the Panthers, how tested are you really?
Right.
So I think this is going to be interesting. I'm interested mainly, though, to see what kind of game the Patriots call.
Yeah.
Because I think that they do a really good job of scheming to their opponents.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not going to pretend like I love their head coach. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah.
So seeing what their answer is going to be, and really football, similar to basketball, is about adjustments. We have done poorly in that facet of the game. We don't adjust well. We don't come out of halftime adjusting like you would expect. Like watching the Buckeyes, for example. Matt Patricia comes out after the second half, or after the first half, I should say, and you see changes. I mean, you see it live in the game. I feel like we don't ever see that, at least on the offense side of the ball for the Browns. I believe in the Patriots more to adjust according to our plan, which could mean it's a long day for us, but we'll see.
We will see, indeed. This game is going to be pivotal for the Cleveland Browns, period. If they win, I think they feel really good about their chances to kind of right the ship and turn the season around. If they lose, I don't think that there's much left to really talk about in terms of what this season is going to be. Obviously, there's still things we'll highlight on the show, talking about the rookies and what they have going on, and when are we going to see Shador, and when are we going to do this, that, and the third. But this is a game that is 110% winnable for the Cleveland Browns. If they win it, I think they feel really good about their chances to make some noise in this season. If they lose it, though, it might be all she wrote.
Yeah, I just, one guy we didn't talk about for the Patriots is one Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that's true.
They have one hell of a number one receiver.
Well,
that makes life a little easier for Drake May.
And it's funny, too, because a lot of people thought Diggs was finally kind of washed up, done at the tail end of his career, doing the veteran wide receiver thing. And instead, he's kind of had a little bit of a resurgence with Drake May. And hats off to Drake May still. He's looked great this year. I don't want to discredit what he's done this season, despite the fact that it's been against some of the lesser teams. But when you're talking about a sophomore quarterback, that's like at least what you want to see. Good play against bad teams, solid play against okay teams. I mean, he still looked good against the Bills, even though he didn't throw for a passing touchdown or run for one as well.
Yeah, let's look at the lines on this game real quick, the betting lines.
Yeah.
Because the computer projection model actually backs the Browns to cover in 51% of the simulations.
Really?
And to win the game in 37% of the simulations. So There's a pathway according to the computer.
Yeah, I mean, I've said that since the beginning of the week, that there's 100% a pathway. If they can put together what they can do, if they do things that they can do, if they catch footballs, if, I know you hate the ifs, they can win this football game. And you're talking about a team that is not playing some of the NFL's best at this point. We are in the weaker part of our schedule now.
What was the fun saying? If my grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you could play if all you want. Browns are 7-point underdogs. The over-under's 40.5. That seems a little high to me, by the way, 40.5.
We'll see. You think New England gets 21-28, and then we get our typical 17, and it covers right away.
One thing to note that Quinshon Judkins is the only one with favorable odds to score an anytime touchdown for either team.
Well, yeah, because he's already proving himself to be one of the best backs in the league, which is crazy for me to say, but I think that's true.
My favorite line, though, Browns' first drive result, touchdown is plus 490. So if you think that the Browns only do well on scripted drives, maybe take that, put $10 on that, and have yourself a day. Punt, though, is minus 130, obviously more likely.
Yeah, it's our favorite line to go to in terms of the Cleveland Browns because it kind of paints the story of what this offense has looked like. Are they going to punt the ball first? They got to score a touchdown first. And when the odds are so drastically in the favor of punting right away.
I kind of want to put $10 on the touchdown. I don't know why I'm feeling a first drive touchdown.
You should bet on a bunch of tight ends today. The last time it was National – bless you, by the way. Last time it was National Tight End Day, there was like 12 tight ends in the league that scored. So keep the money rolling over there, hopefully.
Aren't your bets this week all tight ends?
Yeah, my bets in all, regardless of our show bets or whatever. Yeah, I'm tight end heavy this week.
I meant show bets.
Yeah, my show bet is tight end heavy as well.
I'm doing. By the way, producer Deshaun is off camera here. I don't know that he knows this, but I've taken a new tack in our betting on the show. I'm taking basically just winning $10 because slow but sure is going to beat this guy who's taken 3 tight ends today to score 1+ touchdowns.
And then when I win the bet today and you lose, or even if you win and you're down $250,
then you'll see some creative betting from me.
Anything else you're thinking about the game? We're rounding the corner. We're about 10 minutes out from Browns Patriots, so we're going to wrap up the show here so we can sit down, watch the game, and then give you our analysis on our YouTube channel at The Office CLE after the game. Any final thoughts, final takes? I should bring up the old school ticker from when we used to only go live with the final thoughts and takes. But anything else you're feeling? Anything else marinating in that beautiful mind of yours?
Final thought. I'm going to have Schmidt kicking a 50-plus yard field goal for us today.
I don't think that's a bad prediction. Didn't he hit one in the wind in the last game?
He looks fantastic. Besides game 1, he has looked absolutely fantastic. His confidence is back. I'm all about it.
He follows the trope of UFL kicker turned NFL star that I love to see in my kickers, so let's rock and roll with it all day, every day. Quinshon Judkins, pop pass touchdown. It is coming to a Patriots field near you. I'm telling you, the wild dog is going to be doing its damnedest. And
I don't like this wild dog.
Shout out G. Bush, man. Shout out G. Bush.
A reminder that we're live at Tapsters, and they have a few things coming up, including movie night on Monday, trivia night on Tuesday, and then they're doing a Halloween party on Friday, so don't miss that.
You coming in your costume?
I might.
Oh, what's your costume this year?
Let's see if you can get it just by a quote. We've got to do better. I've got to do better.
You're going to go as Kevin Stefanski?
Maybe.
Print out the menu and everything, or just go to Denny's and nab a menu.
Grab a menu, yeah. Not the Denny's meme was not him; it was Freddie Kitchens. But you might
carried
as well
over to Kevin Stefanski.
It has, because that is one of the most frustrating things, and we disagree about this all the time. But when you pan over to him and everything's collapsing, and he's just Mr. Stoic, I don't know why. It just drives me nuts.
That's his MO, man. Never show fear, never show doubt.
Which is funny because that's my personality.
100%.
But it still drives me nuts.
I'd hate you as a coach.
Well, see, you agree then. You hate it.
No.
You just said you would hate me as a coach, and I have the same
I'm
personality.
talking about my own playing experience, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So you hate that type of coach.
I mean, I like a little fire for myself, but that doesn't
Thank
mean
you.
that's what works
Thank
in the
you.
NFL.
He finally admits it live on air. I think that'll do it. I think that's the best note to wrap up on.
We appreciate everyone checking out the show. Make sure you enter our jersey giveaway. We are giving away a Cleveland Browns and or Cleveland Cavaliers jersey. All you have to do is subscribe or leave a comment on At The Office's YouTube page to be entered to win. It's as simple as literally 1, 2, 3. We will pick. You can pick the player. We will buy the jersey. We will ship it to your door free of charge.
Yeah, we certainly will. Those new Cavs blue jerseys are a great option.
110%. Reminder, where our next show, High and Dry, over in Tremont, and then we will be in Muni Lot. This is all, of course, after the bye week, but we are hopping around. We are doing our live show gigs yet again. It's always fun to sit down at local restaurants at the Muni Lot and do this thing, man.
It is, and you know what? We haven't talked about this yet, and we haven't planned anything. But I want to get some Cavs over by the stadium.
Oh, for sure.
Get some Cavs pregame shows going as we're now in that season.
For sure.
They play tonight, home game tonight against the Bucks. The big
Season
game.
opener. Yeah, it'll be a big one. Make sure you go check that out after you watch football all day because it's Sunday, and we only get so many football Sundays.
Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., you can catch our recap of the game, what we thought, first takeaways. Hopefully it's positive. I doubt it.
I don't.
On that note, the debate never ends, but the show does for now. We'll see you next time.